another episode of History Rewatched. This is episode 2 of the In-Depth Studies series, which is the new series which we released 2 weeks ago, the first episode, and it's about Hitler and how did he do it? How did he become that important figure, an infamous figure in Germany's history? So, last episode we started it, and we looked at 1889 to 1918. Now, we're going to have a look at the start of his political journey, which is literally just going to be over this first next year or so. We're looking at how when he joined the Nazi Party for the first time and how he developed in that Nazi Party. So, without further ado, let's jump straight into it. So, Hitler went to war, he got injured twice, he got gassed, and these injuries caused great movement in his political beliefs. Similar to many other Germans as well, they felt that they'd been stabbed in the back, otherwise known as Dolchstoß, which happened after the Treaty of Versailles. This was in anger to the Weimar Republic for agreeing to take the blame for the war, for the reparations, for the loss of land, the army size being reduced, which caused lots of loss in jobs as well. This just got Germany on a low point, especially with politics. As we know, if there's something bad going on in a country, people look to extremist parties or different groups in politics to try and save that situation, and this is what happened in Germany. In 1919, Hitler made his first appearance to a Nazi party. At this time it was called the DAP, which translates to German Workers' Party. In 1920, Hitler became the party's leading public speaker and propagandist, and they also changed its name to the National Socialist German Workers' Party, NSDAP, or Nazis for short, which is what their group now became known as. In 1921, Hitler was elected party chairman and leader of the Nazis. But what does this actually tell us? Well, we know that previously he had a lot of emotional pain. Both of his parents died really early in his life. At 18 his mum died, and when he was 16 his dad died. He then got denied at the University of Art twice in Vienna. He goes to war and gets injured twice. So he goes and tries everything, and it basically all fails for him. So this dampens in his life, and he has nothing in his life really. He gets influenced by politics after those injuries, and this is when he was in a low spot. He was easily influenced, and he gets pulled into politics. His emotional state, he pushed his emotions into the politics, as that was the only thing he was good at. He could do something, so he pushed everything onto it, and that was how he got those extremist views. He joined the DAP because it followed what he thought, and made him sort of stabilise in his life. After just a year of being in the party, he becomes the leading public speaker and propagandist. So straight away, obviously, he's been putting literally everything into it that he has become. He's building that place up within the party, and what he's doing is he's just focusing his life on the Nazi group. The group changes its name to the National Socialist German Workers' Party, NSDAP, which covers pretty much every single person in Germany. You've got the nationalists, socialists. Obviously they're focusing in on Germans. They don't want, other people. They just want Germans. And you've got the workers. You are covering basically all boundaries with this party name. And especially after the war, after Dolchstoß, people are looking for a new party to take control. They're going to push for every single person to get, cover them to make the party appeal to everyone. And Hitler probably had a part in playing with the name. Being the leading public speaker and propagandist, you got a pretty good role in the party to start having that control, which is what he wants. He wants to build his control as you go on, and you look at his reign over the Nazi party and over Germany as a country. He builds it, not slowly, but not super quickly. He does it almost unnoticed by the other Germans, that he's just building his power bit by bit until he has the ultimate control. And when he's building that power, he puts in acts, etc., to make sure no one else can take that control away from him. So he stabilises himself within the control, whilst also building it. Now in 1921, Hitler was elected as the party chairman and leader of the Nazis. This is really, really crazy in a way. 3 years into the party, and he's the chairman and leader of the Nazis. Now there weren't many in the Nazi party at that time, but there were still I think it was about 700 by 1921. So there are quite a lot of people in there. And he, after being in for 3 years, has been elected as the chairman and leader of the Nazis. He's obviously been focusing in, but he's also built his power in the party from the get-go. He's realised that the DAP is for him. Within a year, he's the leading public speaker and propagandist, so he's building that control quickly. You know, the group changes its name, so it widens it. It's starting to grow. He wants that control before anyone else can get it. So he's elected as the party chairman and the leader of the Nazis, all in the same year, just 3 years into it. You can just start to see how his control is being built. That's it for this week. This was episode 2 of In-Depth Studies Hitler How Did You Do It. We'll be back in 2 weeks for episode 3 with more details of the upcoming interview. Our social media links are history_rewatched for Instagram and TikTok. Our Facebook group is History of Rewatched. Our email is historyrewatched.thepodcast@outlook.com, and our website is www.historyrewatched.com.